Okay, to solve for x in this one, remember when you're solving for log equations, if x is the base or the argument, I need to switch to exponential form. Before I do that, I do have a variable here for my log, x squared. I need to remember that my argument has to be greater than 0, okay? Greater than 0. So you have to take the log of a positive number. Now, it can't be 0. You can't take the log of 0. It has to be an actual positive number. So x squared is greater than 0. That takes me back to 20-1. X squared is a quadratic, and it is always greater than 0, with one exception, this point right here. When x equals to 0, 0 squared equals 0. So my restriction is x can be anything here positive, it can be anything here negative because I'm squaring it, so it all becomes positive, but it can't be 0. So my restriction is that x can't be 0. Okay, now that I've done that, I am going to switch to exponential form, and I do that using the circle of logs. So it's all about the base. Start with the base. 6 to the 2 is equal to x squared. So 6 squared equals x squared. Well, the only way that this can be true, 36 equals x squared, is if I take the square root of both sides. Remember, when you take the square root, it has to be plus or minus. So square root of x squared is x, square root of 36 plus or minus 6. So I have two answers. X can be 6 or x can be negative 6. Those don't satisfy the restrictions, so I should be good. The only thing that I would do is do a quick check on the calculator. So to check this on the calculator, you could go y1, y2 and start the table, but since it's just a log value, here's what I'm going to do. Math, alpha, math. Let me try that again. Math, there we go. And I'm going to enter in log base 6. That was my base. And then I think that my answer could be positive and negative 6. So let me enter in 6 first. So 6 squared, and see if that has a value of 2. It does. Now we're going to do the same thing. Math, alpha, math. Log base 6, but this time I'm going to do it in brackets for negative 6. And if I did that correct, that should also equal 2. So really important that you remember there's a positive and a negative solution to this. If you only had the positive solution, you only answered part of the question.